The sky was quiet until a strange light broke through the stars. A burning trail rushed across the night sky. Like a falling star, but faster and louder, it shook the air. The people in the small human colony stepped out of their homes, pointing toward the desert. They whispered, "What was that?" But no one dared to go near the crash site. It was too dark. Too far. Too unknown. Except for one man. He grabbed a flashlight, pulled on his jacket, and walked toward the dunes alone. His name was not important. What mattered was his heart. He had seen enough war to know danger, but also enough loss to know when something needed help. He reached the crash site after half an hour. Sand was still hot around the twisted metal. Smoke rose in thin trails, and the air smelled like burning wires and something sharp. Like ozone. There it was, a small silver pod, half buried in the sand. He stepped closer. The pod made a soft beeping sound like a heartbeat. A small window on its side was cracked. Behind the glass he saw something move, tiny, weak, curled. Up in pain. It was a girl, but not human. Her skin was a soft silver blue. Her body was small, almost like a child's, but her eyes, when they opened, held a strange, ancient glow. She looked scared. Her thin fingers tried to push the glass, but she couldn't move much. He reached out slowly and pressed a button on the pod's side. With a hiss, the door opened. Steam rose. Cold air escaped from inside. The alien girl's breathing was fast and shallow. Her arms and legs were shaking. Her body looked too thin, too fragile, like it couldn't handle Earth's gravity. She looked at him with wide eyes full of fear and whispered, "Please, don't hurt me. I'm not ready yet." Her voice was soft, trembling, and her words were not perfect, but clear enough. The man crouched down. "I won't hurt you," he said. "Gently, you're safe now." But she kept shivering. Her small arms hugged her chest, and tears rolled down her cheeks. He could see bruises on her ribs, strange markings like symbols burned into her skin. Her clothes were torn and too light for this world. She wasn't meant to survive here. Wrapped her in his jacket and picked her up. She was cold, colder than any living thing he had touched before. He held her close, careful not to press too hard. It felt like she could break. On the way back, she kept whispering, "I wasn't ready, too early. My body can't." He didn't understand everything, but he knew one thing. She needed help. Fast. Back in his home, he placed her gently on a soft blanket near the heater. He brought warm water and tried to clean the wounds on her arms. She flinched but didn't pull away. Her body reacted strangely to the warmth. Her skin shimmered with light for a second, then dimmed. He tried giving her water. She sipped it slowly, like every drop mattered. "Where are you from?" he asked softly. She looked away. "Far. Not meant to be here yet. Crash. Mistake." Her voice cracked. She coughed, then winced, holding her side. "I think my inside is broken," she whispered. "Too small. Can't hold this pressure." He realized she wasn't just hurt. Her organs were reacting badly to Earth. Her body was not ready for this planet's air, heat, or gravity. Maybe she had escaped something. Maybe someone forced her to leave before she was fully grown. But why? And what was inside her that made her body reject the world like this? Suddenly, a small red light blinked on her chest. A device under her collar buzzed like a heartbeat monitor. Her eyes widened in panic. "No," she whispered. "They'll find me." "Who?" the man asked. She shook her head. "Can't say. You'll be in danger." He looked into her glowing eyes. She was scared, but not just for herself. She was scared for him. "I don't care about danger," he said. "You're safe here. I promise." Her eyes filled with tears. For a moment, she relaxed. Her breathing slowed. Her hands stopped shaking. But deep inside, she knew it wasn't over, and so did he. Something was coming. Someone would come looking for her. She wasn't just a lost alien girl. She was something more, and this was just the beginning. The night was still cold, but inside the small cabin, warm air touched her silver blue skin. She lay under thick blankets, but she was still shaking. Her eyes were half open, watching the ceiling with fear. The human sat nearby, quietly boiling water for tea, glancing at her every few seconds. He had questions, many, but he didn't push her. Suddenly, she made a soft sound like a gasp. Her body tensed. Her hands grabbed the blanket tightly. A sharp cry escaped her lips. The man rushed to her side. "What's wrong?" She turned her head slowly, sweat on her forehead, her voice weak but clear. "My stomach. It's hurting again." "Something is moving inside." He froze. "What do you mean moving?" She closed her eyes. "My body wasn't finished growing. They forced me into the pod too early. My organs, they're not ready for this planet." Her hand slowly moved to her chest, where a small bump had formed just below her ribs. It pulsed slightly, like a second heartbeat. "I can feel it," she whispered. "Something inside me is changing, too fast. It's not natural." The man stared at the bump, confused. "It wasn't there before. Is it a parasite?" He asked carefully. She shook her head, terrified. "It's not a parasite. It's me." Her words sent a chill through the room. She tried to sit up but fell back with a sharp breath. Her body was shaking uncontrollably now. Her skin glowed for a second, then turned dull again. "Please," she whispered. "Help me. I don't want to break." The man took a deep breath and stood. "We'll fix this. I don't know how yet, but we will." He picked her up again, gently, and carried her to the bathroom. He had a small tub there. Maybe warm water could relax her muscles, help her breathe better. He filled it slowly. Steam filled the air. Then he helped her lower into the tub. The moment her body touched the warm water, her eyes widened and she screamed. Her skin lit up in bright, glowing patterns. Strange markings appeared across her arms and shoulders like veins, but glowing in blue and gold. Her body shook violently. The water around her bubbled and hissed, not from heat, but from something inside her. He tried to pull her out, but she grabbed his wrist. "No, don't. It's starting. Let it finish. Let what finish." She looked at him, her eyes glowing brighter than before. "My body was designed to grow in steps, safe, controlled steps. But Earth's gravity is rushing it. Everything's growing too fast." Her body calmed after a few minutes. The glow faded. She leaned back, breathing hard, her face pale. He wrapped her in a towel and brought her back to the heater. Then she finally said it. "There's a chance I might not survive." He looked at her, silent. "If the process continues like this." She continued, "My heart could stop, or my lungs might burst. I was never supposed to wake up here, not yet." "Who did this to you?" he asked softly. She didn't answer at first. Then, slowly, "My creators, or maybe my jailers, I don't know anymore. They put me in that pod before I was fully grown. I think they wanted me gone." "Gone?" he asked. "Why would they do that?" "I was different," she said. "Not like the others." He wanted to ask more, but her body trembled again, and he knew she needed rest. He gave her something soft to eat, a simple broth. She drank it in small sips, grateful. Her eyes stayed on him. "Why are you helping me?" she asked. "You don't even know what I am," he smiled gently. "You needed help. That's all I needed to know." She closed her eyes slowly. "Thank you, human." He covered her with another blanket. Outside, the wind howled. But inside, for now, she was safe. Deep down, both of them knew. Something inside her was waking up. And they didn't have much time before others found out. The night was quiet, but not peaceful. The human sat on the floor near her bed, staring at the faint glow that still pulsed under her blanket. He had seen many strange things in his life, alien tech, broken ships, even other species. But never anything like her. She was more than just injured. She was evolving. She slept now, her breathing soft, but her face looked tense like she was fighting something inside her even in her dreams. Sudden gasp escaped her lips. He rushed to her. Sighed. She was sweating, twisting slightly, whispering words in her alien language. He didn't understand, but one word kept repeating, Jirenak. Jirenak. He gently touched her shoulder. Her body flinched, and she woke up in panic, eyes glowing. Bright, it's okay, he said softly. It's just me. She looked around, confused, her breath heavy. Then she calmed slowly. A memory, a bad one. He sat beside her. You were saying something. That word, Jirenak. She nodded, hesitating. It means the brand of shame. The man frowned. Brand. She looked down, her eyes full of pain. It's on my back. He waited. Then, slowly, she pulled the blanket down and turned over, her weak arms lifting her hair to reveal the truth. His heart sank. Carved across her upper back were strange alien symbols burned deep into her skin. The lines were jagged, like they were made in pain. Some glowed faintly under her skin, like fire frozen beneath the surface. It wasn't just a scar, it was a mark. And worse, it was alive. The symbols shifted slightly, like they were reacting to her heartbeat. What is this? He whispered. She closed her eyes. A curse, a code, a warning. Warning for who? For anyone who finds me, she said. To stay away. To not help. To know I'm not clean. He didn't speak. He gently touched the edge of one of the marks. She flinched but didn't stop him. It's some kind of tech, he said. This is more than a burn. It's connected to something. Yes, she replied softly. To them, to the ones who made me. He stepped back, staring. You're tracked? She nodded. Always, but not like normal tracking. This mark isn't just for location. It's for control. Control? He repeated. She nodded again. If they want, they can stop my heart with a single command. The man stared at her, silent. Then said slowly, then we need to remove it. She laughed softly, broken. Tired. No one has ever removed a Jirenak. It's made from inside the body, not just on it. He clenched his fists. They put this on you before they sent you off in that pod? I was too curious, she whispered. Too smart. I asked questions. Questions they didn't like. So they branded you as punishment? She nodded and threw you out like garbage. This time, she didn't reply. She just looked away. The man stood up and walked to his tool shelf. He wasn't a scientist, but he had lived long enough to learn how to break things, and sometimes how to fix them. He grabbed the scanner, one used for old starship parts. He returned and hovered it gently over the mark on her back. The screen flashed red. Unknown embedded device detected. Organic tech hybrid. I told you, she said softly. It's alive, and it's me. He stared at the scan. There was something else too deep inside her spine. A tiny capsule, sealed, possibly locked. With genetic code, he looked at her. They weren't just punishing you. They were hiding something inside you. She froze. What? You said your body was growing too fast. Something was planted inside you. Maybe this mark wasn't only for shame. He looked at her with serious eyes. Maybe it's a key. Her lips parted, shocked. A key to what? I don't know, he said, but we need to find out. Suddenly, the scanner beeped loudly. Life signal spike, it said. Pulse detected from inside foreign capsule. The girl grabbed her chest. It's awake. Whatever it is, it's waking up. She gasped, curling forward. Her eyes glowed brighter. Her skin shimmered. The symbols on her back turned red. Human acted fast. He powered off the scanner and gently helped her lie down again. You need to rest. I'll protect you. No one will hurt you again. She looked up at him, tears falling. Why? Why are you helping me, even after seeing this? He smiled gently, because you were never the weapon. You were the target. She cried silently, half in pain, half in relief. Outside, the wind was rising again, but now they weren't alone in their fight. Something hidden was waking up inside her, and soon, the ones who branded her would come to claim it. The morning came with silence. No birds, no wind, just a soft humming sound from the girl's body. The human sat beside her again. He hadn't slept. All night, he had watched over her. Her glowing back had faded to a soft silver now, but her face was pale, her lips dry. She was alive, but just barely. Suddenly, her breathing stopped. For a few seconds, too long, there was no sound. He panicked. "Hey!" he shouted, shaking her gently. "Wake up, come on!" No response. Her chest didn't rise. Her eyes didn't move. He placed his ear near her mouth. Nothing, no breath. "No, no, no," he whispered, quickly placing her flat and starting to press her chest with shaking hands. "Breathe, just breathe." But she didn't, until a soft click came from under her skin, then a hiss. Something inside her chest opened like a hidden door. A small round device popped out slightly just below her collarbone, blinking faintly with blue light. Then it began to pump out 1, 2, 3 strong pulses. And she gasped. Her body jerked. Air rushed back into her lungs. Her eyes opened wide, and she coughed hard, tears running down her face. I couldn't breathe," she whispered weakly. He held her carefully. "You're okay now. Something activated in you. A device." She looked down slowly, her hand touching the small blinking circle on her chest. "It's the breathing chamber. I didn't know it was already active. What does it do?" She took slow breaths. "When my body shuts down, it kicks in. But it uses energy, my own life energy. If it happens too many times, I'll die." He stared at her. "How many times have you used it before?" She looked away. This was the second. The human sat back, heart pounding. She wasn't just unstable, she was on the edge of collapse. He had to do something. "I need to build something for you," he said. "A place your body can rest properly. Earth's air, temperature, even gravity, it's too hard on you." She gave a small nod, eyes full of trust. "But where?" "My basement," he replied. "It's dark, quiet, and I can control the air down there." He carried her gently downstairs. The space was filled with old tools and machines. He cleared it quickly, bringing heaters, humidifiers, and parts from his old job. Bit by bit, he built a small chamber, sealed, safe, soft. He laid her inside, connected small air tubes, adjusted the temperature, dimmed the lights. As he worked, she watched him, her voice soft. "No one ever did this for me before." He smiled without looking up. "Maybe they never saw you for what you really are." She blinked. "What do you think I am?" "A life worth saving." She looked away, hiding her tears. Later that night, he reached out to an old contact, a human scientist who once worked on alien tech recovery. He sent a coded message. "I found someone. Not a threat, but she's dying. I need help. Quiet help.n." Hour later, a reply came. "If she's what I think, you're in danger. They're already looking." He didn't tell her that part. Instead, he sat with her, bringing warm soup, adjusting the chamber, talking softly. "Do you remember anything from before the crash?" he asked. She nodded. "Not much, just the pain, the fear. They locked me in the pod, told me I was broken, not ready." Her hand touched the breathing chamber on her chest. "But this was inside me, I think. Someone placed it there in secret. To protect me." He frowned. "Then maybe not everyone in your world wanted you gone." She nodded slowly. "Maybe." Suddenly, her eyes widened. She whispered, "They're coming." He looked at her. "Who?" She pressed her hand on the chamber wall. "I can feel them. The ones who branded me, they know I survived. The mark on my back, it's a signal. The human stood. He quickly placed metallic sheets over the basement walls, blockers, old tech to jam signals. He had used it long ago during wartime. The blinking on her chest slowed. She took a deep breath. It's working. They can't trace me now. He gave a sharp nod. Then we buy time. But not forever, she whispered. He looked at her, calm but serious. Then let's use every second. Outside, a drone flew silently over the desert, scanning the ground. Its red eye glowed for a moment, then faded. Inside the basement, in a homemade breathing chamber, a fragile alien girl slept peacefully. But her time was running out. And far above Earth, something dark had begun to move. She was whispering again in her sleep, but this time, the words weren't just a nightmare. They were a warning. The human sat beside the sealed chamber he had built in the basement, watching her face closely. Her skin was glowing slightly again. Not from fever, but from something deeper. From within. Her voice trembled softly as she spoke in her alien language. Her hand clenched over her chest. A translator device he had connected earlier activated. With a beep. It translated the words in a cold robotic tone. Protect the seed. Don't let them take it. If the seed dies, so do we all. The human froze. Seed? He stared at her chest, right where the breathing chamber had saved her life just hours ago. That same spot was now pulsing. Not blinking like a device pulsing. Like a heartbeat. But it wasn't hers. He turned on the scanner again. The same one that had detected the symbols on her back. This time, it showed something else. Foreign object detected. Organic core growing. The scan showed a small core near her heart, surrounded by tissue attached to her body, but not made by her body. His breath caught in his throat. She hadn't just been branded. She hadn't just been discarded. They had used her. She stirred awake slowly. Her eyes fluttered open, weak but aware. You heard it, didn't you? He nodded slowly. The translator picked it up. She looked away in shame. I didn't know what it was. I just thought I was sick. Broken. You're not broken, he said gently. You're carrying something. Something powerful. Tears filled her eyes. Then why does it feel like I'm dying? He looked at the scan again. Because your body wasn't ready to carry it yet. You were too young. Too early in your growth, she nodded. They forced it inside me before my body could finish. I wasn't strong enough. He leaned in. Do you know what it is? She hesitated. We call it the life seed. He stared at her. It's not a weapon, she explained. It's the last part of a dying planet. It holds genetic memory, energy, knowledge. It was meant to be given to someone worthy, someone fully grown. But they chose you, he whispered. She shook her head. No, someone else chose me. In secret. They planted it inside me and told no one. That's why the others tried to erase me. If I survive, I become more than they fear. The human was silent for a moment, then said, They sent you here. To die, thinking your body would fail. She looked at him, eyes wet. But you didn't let me die. He gave a soft smile. Looks like they underestimated humanity. Her lips curved into a faint smile too. Everyone does. He glanced back at the scan. The core was growing but slowly. If it reached a certain size, it would connect completely to her system. It would become part of her. You can't hide forever, he said. Once it fully awakens, they'll come. She nodded. They already are. Just then, the power in the basement flickered. The heater went off. Lights dimmed. The chamber made a warning beep. Energy dropping. System unstable. He jumped to the controls. The backup battery was still there, but someone had cut the external power line. He rushed upstairs and peeked through the curtains. A dark vehicle sat at the edge of the desert. No headlights, no movement. Just waiting. He went back down quickly. They've found us, he said. Her breathing picked up. If they take me now, they'll kill the seed, then use my death as proof it was never real. Then we won't let them take you. She looked at him scared. But I'm not strong enough to fight. You don't have to fight, he said. You just have to survive. He grabbed an old EMP gun from his shelf. He hadn't used it in years. He powered it on and looked at her one last time. I'll keep them away, as long as I can. You just stay alive. Her hand pressed against the chamber glass. I don't want to be alone. You won't be, he said, placing his hand on hers through the glass. I'm right here. The chamber lights flickered again. Outside, the dark vehicle's door opened. Figures stepped out, tall, silent, and not entirely human. The real hunt had begun. And inside that small underground chamber, the smallest, weakest girl in the galaxy held something so powerful it could save or destroy worlds. Asterisk, the desert wind stood still, unnaturally still. Even the stars above seemed to hold their breath. In the shadows, beyond the edge of the human's property, a dark figure stepped from the silent vehicle, then another. And another. They were tall, covered in armor, faces hidden behind smooth black masks. No lights, no sound, no emotion, just one goal: find the girl. Extract the seed, erase the witness. Inside the basement, the alien girl felt it first. Her eyes snapped open. Her body stiffened. They're here. The human had already returned from above, breathing hard. I saw them. 3 of them, maybe more. No sound. No weapons visible. But I know a death squad when I see one. She trembled inside the chamber. They won't ask questions. They won't stop if they get inside. They won't, he said firmly. Not while I'm alive. She looked up at him with glowing, terrified eyes. Please, don't die because of me. I'm not dying for you, he said. I'm living for you. And I'll do whatever it takes to keep you breathing. He locked the basement door from inside, sealed it with metal sheets, and activated his old defense grid, homemade, patched together from scavenged Wartech. Then he took the EMP rifle and stepped upstairs. The hunters didn't knock. They walked toward the house like shadows, weapons hidden inside their arms. The leader paused just 10 meters from the front door and tilted his head slightly. A tiny drone flew from his shoulder. It scanned the building. Heat signature detected. Life form confirmed. A small red dot blinked over the basement. The hunter raised one hand. Inside the house, the lights flickered. Then dash boom. The front door exploded inward. The human was ready. From behind the hallway wall, he fired the EMP rifle. A burst of blue light hit the first hunter straight in the chest. Sparks exploded. The figure collapsed, but the second and third moved fast, almost inhumanly fast. The man threw a smoke grenade, rolled across the floor, and fired again. The second burst only slowed them, but he didn't need to win. He just needed to buy time. Down in the basement, the alien girl was crying softly, her hands pressed to the inside of the chamber. She could hear everything: the thuds, the gunfire, the cracks of walls breaking, and the heavy breathing of the one who saved her, fighting for her life. Her breathing chamber pulsed faster. The seed inside her was responding to her fear, to her pain. Suddenly her back burned again. The symbol started to glow red. No, not now. She gasped. Her skin lit up. The chamber scanners went wild. Core activation spike detected. She screamed, not from pain, but from something awakening. Upstairs, the man was bleeding now. He had taken out 2 attackers, but the third, the largest one, was still standing, unshaken, almost silent. The hunter grabbed him by the throat and lifted him off the ground. Where is the seed? It asked in a metallic voice. The man smiled with blood in his teeth. You're too late. Before the hunter could react, a massive wave of energy blasted up through the floor. The house shook. Windows Shattered. Every screen exploded. The hunter dropped him instantly and turned toward the basement. But now the entire house was glowing, pulsing with the same energy as the girl's body. The seed had activated. Down below, she was floating, eyes wide open, hair lifted by the invisible force around her. Her breathing was deep now, calm, but powerful. The chamber's walls couldn't contain the pulse. She was no longer fragile. She was becoming something more. The man crawled toward the stairs just as the basement door blew open from the inside. Hunter stood there, frozen, staring down. And then she stepped out. The alien girl, now glowing with light and surrounded by a halo of soft blue energy. Her feet didn't even touch the ground. The hunter raised its arm. But before it could shoot, she lifted one hand. The hunter was flung backwards, slammed into the ceiling. Then the wall, then crumpled to the floor, unconscious. The human looked up at her, stunned. She floated down toward him and reached out. Her voice was calm but powerful. "I'm ready now." He took her hand and smiled. Smoke still floated through the air. Walls were cracked. The floor was covered in broken wood, shattered glass, and sparks from fried circuits. And in the center of it all, she stood. Not weak, not shaking, not afraid. The girl who had once whispered, "I'm not ready," now walked with calm strength. Her silver blue skin glowing with soft light. Her breathing was steady. Her body no longer looked fragile, it looked complete. The human sat slumped near the wall, wounded but smiling. He couldn't believe what he was seeing. You're standing," he whispered. She walked over and knelt beside him. Her hand gently touched his bruised shoulder. "Thanks to you," she said softly. He coughed a laugh. "No. It was the seed. It changed you." She shook her head. "No, you changed me. The seed only woke up because I stopped fearing myself." She looked around. "I was always told I was too small, too weak, that I'd never survive." Her fingers tightened slightly. "But then you picked me up. Even when I couldn't breathe, you didn't run." He looked at her, eyes soft. "You weren't just some alien. You were someone who needed help, and that's all that mattered." She smiled. "I didn't know humans were this kind." "Not all are," he replied, "but maybe the right ones show up when you need them most." Outside, the dark vehicle started to beep. A faint transmission tried to reconnect with the fallen hunters. The girl turned toward the sound. Her eyes narrowed. "I need to finish this." He looked worried. "They'll send more, stronger ones." She stood tall. "Let them come. I'm not hiding anymore." He nodded slowly. "What will you do?" "I'll leave," she said. "Not because I'm afraid, but because I finally know what's inside me. The seed isn't just data, it's memory, life, and power, but it must not fall into the wrong hands." He stood slowly, holding his ribs. "You can't go without protection." She raised her hand. The air shimmered. A soft light formed around him. He blinked. "What is that?" "A bond," she said. "You saved me. Now I protect you, no matter where I am. If you're ever in danger, call my name." He smiled faintly. "Do you have a name?" She hesitated. "They never gave me one. I was just a number to them." The human paused, thinking. Then he said, "Then I'll give you one." He whispered a name, gentle, beautiful, and strong. Her eyes widened. Her lips parted. "I like that." A bright light filled the room. The seed inside her heart had awakened. Completely now. It glowed through her skin, rising around her like waves of color. "Wait," the human said. "Before you go, will I ever see you again?" She stepped close and touched his forehead. "I wasn't ready before," she whispered, "but you made me strong. Now I have to make others strong too. I'll come back one day when your people need me most." He smiled, though his eyes were misty. "We'll be here." She nodded, and then her body rose slowly. The roof cracked open. Light from the sky poured down like a beam. She ascended into it, carried by the seed's energy. The moment she vanished into the stars, the house went silent again. Days passed. The human repaired his home slowly. No news ever reported the attack. No one believed his story. But that was okay. He knew the truth. And deep in the desert, where the pod had first crashed, flowers began to grow, strange glowing flowers that had never been seen before. The seed had left behind its first gift. Far above Earth, aboard a hidden ship cloaked in light, the alien girl stood at a window, watching the stars move past. She touched her chest. "I'm not afraid anymore," she whispered, "because I carry his kindness with me." And the seed pulsed in agreement.